Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve the Codify hack the box machine. So let's start with the port scanning at this stage and increase the screen. I think it is broke. So first step will be clear I think the machine will be so now we find the three open ports, which is 22, 80 and 3000. And now we would like to move into investigate this port using default script and version detection and port 22, 80 and so port 22, it looks to be OpenSSH and Ubuntu Linux, and HTTP did not follow redirect something like this, and it looks to be there is Node.js related. So at this stage we would like to add this codify.htb to our host file. So by host and then codify so this looks to be related to backend application with codify, and at this stage we can find the subdomain using pub command u and the machine will be and discovery and DNS and subdomains top 5. Nothing so much interesting. So we can look into the gobuster command and sudo gobuster user share word list seg list and discovery seg list and discovery and web content and command.txt 50 threads and something like this, I believe. First we can use common file, and then we can use the I think on the left side sudo gobuster share word list seg list discovery web content and wrapped medium and directories txt, and so we can find about editor server status endpoint. So at this stage we can navigate this further So codify.htb, oh sorry, HTTP. So test your Node.js code easily. It looks related to JavaScript code. Allows you to test your Node.js comment in a sandbox, enter your code. And if you open this, there looks to be editor. Maybe you can learn JavaScript code. One is shown, but it is interesting. It becomes like light mode. Oh, it becomes light mode. So Codify is a simple web application that allows you to test your Node.js code easily. With Codify, you can write and run your code snippets in the browser without the need for any setup or installation. Whether you're a developer, a student, or just someone who wants to experiment with Node.js, Code makes it easy for you to write and test your code without any hassle. Code uses sandboxing technology to run your code. This means that your code is executed in a safe and secure environment without any access to the underlying system. Code with easy. Some limitations allows users to run certain limitations, restricted modules, child process, FS, and only a limited set are available. There is support Codify, and there could be any suspicious thing in source code. No, I think no. And there is page called About Us. At Codify, our mission is to make it easy for developers to test their Node.js code. We understand that testing your code can be time consuming and difficult. Our team is made up easier. We've committed to providing a reliable tool allows developers to write and test user-friendly environment. And the VM2 library is widely used and trusted tool for sandboxing JavaScript. It adds an extra layer of security to prevent potentially harmful code from causing harm to your system. We take the security and reliability of our platform seriously and use VM2 to ensure a safe testing environment for your code. Maybe you can look into VM2 library at this stage. It looks to be version is 3.9.16, so VM2 0.16 vulnerability. There is something like this. I think we can check this. VM2 is a sandbox that can run untrusted code with whitelisted not built-in modules. There exists a vulnerability in exception sanitization of VM2 for versions up to 3.9.16, which looks to be applies to this our hack-the-box machine, allowing attackers to raise an unsanitized host exception inside, used to escape the sandbox and run arbitrary code in host context. I think this looks to be the vulnerability that we are going to find, but at this stage we would like to take control. Oh, I think I've run to delete. I think I need to exit this as well. What we are going to do is when we run this JavaScript code, so what data we can get intercepted. So exit again because we can use this. Run. We can intercept this. Repeater and intercept off. It looks to be there is the attribute like code, which looks to be I think this looks to be console.log. So this is like encrypted in the encoded in the base64. So and it looks to be using post and like this. So at this stage we can check the vulnerability. I think we can copy and GitHub and use this. So I think from the like wrapped word list there is nothing, like only like capital letter E editor, small letter E editor or something like this. So at this stage we can just clone this file, cd cat exploit dot. So what we would like to check is when we like execute this command, it looks to be the endpoint becomes like /run. So we can review this exploit.py file. Const code and console log vm run. It looks to be the encoded payload. Looks like encoded payload is like encoded by the base 64, and I can just like this base 64, and the JSON data is code encoded payload, and it looks to be response is request post, which looks to be related to post method using the JSON data, which is like the base 64 encoded data that we checked. It is like this. So we can assume that we can use this exploit with the run endpoint with our theory. Python 3. So instead of using this endpoint, we can use this. And who am I? Perfect. It looks that we are in the SBC user. Now we can move into another folder. I like to go to root folder or like temp folder, and I think we cannot even go to the temp folder, which should be the issue is that our Python exploit is functioning as a web shell. It operates over HTTP, which is a fundamentally stateless protocol. This means it has no memory of what happened a second ago. So it looks like we moved this, like the shell is died, so revert to the like new shell again. So at this stage we can like perform the shell elevation using the pipe reverse shell. So at this stage, and see, we can set the listener here, and mkp4. So it uses mkp4 to create a continuous loop on the victim's file system. In sh 10.14.31. So it's piping the output of bin sh directory across the network to our netget listener. So when we run this command, and cd pwd, we can move to the root shell now. So at this stage we can like also type the python pty spawn command, python d3 import pty, and Ctrl Z, and perfect. Now we can exit, I think this way. So we can temp. There is like there looks to be Joshua user and Joshua user for the home, something like this. cd home, cd Joshua, Joshua. I think this could be the user that we can pivot for the root elevation, but at this stage we can run this limpias command, so we can find like limpias github, we can download this file on our local machine. I think I can like wget, we save this file, and python this, and then cur but in case, I think move to the temp folder and cur, and then run this command, and for to review this better, I can make the txt file about the result. know the password, so I can just like enter. So I like to transfer this file now, and I think IP. I can just like so I can take this from the not resolve host. I think you can just use Codify. Ah, we can review this. I think we can just like this. So we can review this further. Operating system, path, date update, it appears that port 3306 is open. I think this is database related one. So port 3306. It looks to be it is the default MySQL port, which is 3306. There looks to be MySQL running there. users with console, Joshua root SVC, it appears that we might need to pivot the Joshua user to go to the root share. There looks to be bar called bar www contact tickets.db, which looks to be related to contact information. Maybe we can look into this file further. So this file, copy and paste, cat. Oh, there looks to be the Joshua user with the password, like encrypted password that we need to crack. We also need to check this. So this looks to be the password. So what we are going to do is, I think we can end. So hash id -j -m this. It looks like we need to use the 3200 mode hashcat. Before we run the hashcat, I think this is the Hectorbox pawn box. So pwm box. So share word list. Rock. We need to unzip this and hashcat -m and this. I think we also need this and user share word list and rocku.txt. So it looks to be the password is cracked and looks the password is SpongeBob1. we can validate like this too. So SSH Joshua Codify, you can use this password Jiva1. Perfect. So we can get the flag there. So at this stage we can use what we can execute on this with this Joshua user. It looks to be opt script mysql backup.sh. We can learn, we can run this command. So we can look into this. DB user is root, so DB path is root, looks to be root credential, and so there looks to be part where we need to like pass the user path, and if DB path equals to user path, it confirms and create the backup directory there and execute this command show databases, and it looks to be, and there looks to be like MySQL dump for DB user and something like this. So we can guess that like if we use PSPY, like we can reveal the DB path from the root dot crash file. So at this stage, this looks to be the key to root elevation. And but we can look closely at this line. So the developer used double brackets for the condition, but they forgot to wrap the right-hand variable user path in double quote. In Bash, when you use double brackets, an unquoted variable on the right side of the double equal sign isn't treated as a literal string. It is treated as a globbing pattern. This means the script isn't asking is the password exactly what the user typed. It's asking does the password match the pattern the user typed. Because it evaluates as a pattern, we can simply input an asterisk. The wildcard matches any string of any length. The script evaluates if the hidden database password matches anything, which is always true. So we hit enter and bypass this entire security check without knowing the real password, and force the script to execute its backup routine as root, because DB users should be root. In Linux and Unix-like systems, globbing is the process where the shell, like Bash, interprets specific wildcard characters as patterns. The term actually comes from an ancient Unix program called glob, short for global. Instead of typing out exact absolute names, you use a globbing pattern as a shortcut, and the shell expands it before the command even runs. There are three primary wildcards you need to lock into your muscle memory. The asterisk, this matches 0 or more of any character. The question mark, this is stricter. It matches exactly one of any character. Square bracket, this matches any of one of the specific characters enclosed inside. So we can test this, like for example, we would like to grab the word called error from the log file. So if you like, the log files can be rotated like occasionally. Let's say I can cancel this and we can make some file. First is log1, and second is error log2, third one is error log3 echo error. I think this is for log like 13. It like if you want to search the error from the log files, like for example log only for the log 1, log 2, log 3, you can potentially use like grep -i to ignore case and error and log question mark like this. If you like to like grab all errors in the all log files, you can potentially like this. So at these comments, like the comment was like obscript mysql.backup.sh, we can run this. So as they didn't validate using the double quotes on the user path, asterisk enter, we can run this. So as I have guessed at this stage, like of course the layout looks broken, but we can also SSH Joshua and I think we can just like this. And codify SpongeBob one. As we have guessed, like we can potentially run the PSPY64. I think I just need to, for visibility, I think codify.htb SpongeBob1 and exit here, and I'm going to transfer the PSPI64 file, 64 file, PSPY GitHub. Before we run this, we can run new name A. It looks like we need to transfer the PSPI64 and PSPI64. I can download this from the home folders and transfer this. I also need to and Python 3 and 9002 at this stage, and curl and PSPI64 run this siege mode. Now I'm going to run this command again, sudo. So the process is recorded, so I hope the DB path can be revealed. Oh, I think this could be the one that we are looking for. We can like, so we remember that there is like MySQL in this machine, so we can potentially use like this line and MySQL show databases. Oh, use date MySQL, I believe. ls. Sorry, I think it is like show tables, or I believe show tables. Sorry. Oh, it looks like there are like user even select from users. Maybe you can find something. MySQL native password. I think this is not related to the root. There looks to be root. Oh, but that is interesting. I think we can copy, and I think the layout is weird, but hash ID, there could be. Oh, why this got broken? Oh, we can hash cat. Oh, sorry. Single quote. And user share word list. Token length exception. I think we found this. Maybe passport. Maximum. Maybe we can use like echo Is that spell to parse? Interesting. Then maybe potentially we can just use this root SSH root, and we can use this and this password potentially. We can try both way. So SSH codify.htb. So the password should be on this. I think this part. I think we can root. Oh, I think we can run this. else. Oh, I think the password using the su command works. It looks interesting. Can we like su root and here as well? We can also. So we can crack this password like this. We can like escalate to the root shell like this, and you can get the root pass flag. So I hope this walkthrough is helpful for you, and if you like this, please subscribe and thumbs up, and I thank you so much.